What's up, guys? Welcome back to Keto Rewind. I'm Jess, and today's video is going to be what I ate in a day video, but being that it's Christmas Day, a little bit more fancy, a little bit more special. And these are keto recipes that are new traditions, and this is part of the new me going into 2020 is not feeling that I'm missing out. I'm using my own recipes that I just keto-fied. So I'm gonna share with you what I ate today on Christmas Day. And if you like any of these recipes and want to make them for yourself, just click the link down below and it will bring you to my blog, which will have all of the recipes spelled out for you. And then the second thing I wanted to add, I wanted to share that I tracked my ketones and my glucose while I ate keto yesterday for Christmas Eve. And I was curious if all of those keto sweeteners would throw me out of ketosis. So yes, I ate unplanned and I, maybe overindulged or had too much. I didn't track my macros, but I ate all keto, like 100% keto. So this morning I decided to pull out the Keto Mojo and test my blood ketones and my blood glucose. And sure enough, I had 88 was my blood glucose and my ketones were 0.9. So I was very happy with that, and I've been tracking them all day, and I will give you an update after today and all of the eating that I'm gonna do if it's really works. But I was a skeptic if the keto approved sweeteners like the Lakanto monk fruit sweetener that's a blend of erythritol and monk fruit, if it would actually not spike my insulin and throw me out of ketosis. And I am so happy to have those sweeteners because it made all of the new traditions and all the new recipes that I have for my family holidays now so much more sweeter and special and tasty. So I don't feel like I'm missing out. I feel great, and I'm sharing that with you. So let me know what you think, and let's get started.
All right, here's the keto cheesecake Danish. I have a recipe and a whole video on how to make these. I made these up the night before, and all I have to do is cook them this morning. And this way they're fresh. They taste better fresh. And you just bake them in the oven and then make the topping. And yeah, they're so good. But that's what the finished product looks like. And then I also have the keto thumbprint cookies that I have decorated or finished decorating. And then we had sausage gravy on top of scrambled eggs. I will post a link below on that recipe. It's so easy. It's basically just heavy whipping cream and spices and a pound of sausage. And it's awesome to make that up ahead of time and just gives your eggs just a little something special. So I'll post that link down below. And next we're going to make some meatballs, and I use almond flour as the flour. So there's about 3 pounds of ground beef with about a one cup to 1.5 cups of almond flour, pink salt, garlic powder, and then use a big bowl like this. It's just easier to mix it and do it, but onion powder, obviously. And then I'm going to use a big heaping tablespoon I should say 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. There we go. But I like to just use the dry spices in my meatballs. But fresh works fine too. And being that I have 3 pounds of meat there, we're going to do 3 eggs. So basically 1 egg per pound. And that's the binder, holds it all together. And then mix it around. And last ingredient is Parmesan cheese, grated Parmesan cheese. And that really makes it taste so delicious. Be generous. I want to say I used at least a half cup of grated Parmesan cheese in these meatballs. And don't be afraid to salt them. They definitely need it. Use your hands to mix. I honestly feel it's the easiest way unless you have like a mixer or something. But Dad volunteered to mix them for me so I can film this. And I used an ice cream scoop so that the meatballs are roughly the same size. It just makes for even cooking. And then you're going to pop them in the oven for 375 for about 15 minutes and then turn them halfway through and pop them in for another 10 to 15 until done. So I'm using my Instant Pot to make the sauce. If I was making a small batch, I would use the Rao's sauce. But being that I'm making a giant batch of my sauce, I'm going to use this one. You could get these both at Costco. And the ingredients are identical. And in my opinion, they taste pretty close too. So I'm going to use this. This is what I would normally do anyways if I was making it from scratch. But being it's a time saver, we're going to use that one along with Italian seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder, marsala wine, and salt and pepper. And then obviously an onion as well. So let's get making it while those meatballs are in the oven. So I'm going to dice up a medium-sized onion, and you're going to want to brown it in the Instant Pot with a little avocado oil. And once that onion gets browned, you're going to start adding all your spices. I like to flavor or season my onions with the spices. I feel it just makes for a more flavorful sauce. And then I'm going to do 2 heaping tablespoons of Italian seasoning to this, and then also about a teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, and salt. And then once the onions are almost glazed or like done, you're going to deglaze the pan with about a 1/4 cup of dry marsala wine. And that seriously takes it up a notch. If you want to stand out from other people's sauce, go ahead and add the dry marsala wine. And then when you're all done with that, just add in your raw hamburger meat and mash that all around until it's cooked. And then this is how easy it is. Throw your sauce in. And if you're like me, set it and forget it. So you can use a crock pot. You don't have to use an Instant Pot. The cooking time will just be a little bit longer. But mix that all around so everything's incorporated. Put your lid on, close your vent, and I like to put it on the manual setting for about 40 minutes, and then I'll come check the sauce to make sure nothing burned. And I should have used my 8-quart Instant Pot because this is a 6-quart and I'm out of space and I have more meatballs to put in my sauce. But then I just give it another zap for another like 10-15 minutes and let all those flavors come together. That's a garlic knot recipe that I'll post below. I have them sitting up ready to go, ready to get baked once it's closer to dinner. And then my mom made an antipasto. Those are the crunchies we put on top. They're a pea protein. You can find those at Sprouts, but they're a great crunch. Then we have diced up mozzarella stick, fried up some salami, some goat cheese, some jalapenos, and some bacon, and a homemade vinaigrette. And then among all the other yummy veggies that are on the salad, like tomato, red, yellow pepper. And this is the pasta that we're going to use. You can swap this edamame pasta for, zoodles or spaghetti squash, but these were really good, and their overall macros were pretty low. There's 4 servings in this package, but we ended up using, there's 6 of us, and we had leftovers. So if you could actually eat that whole serving, yeah, but it's super filling, and we were unable to finish it all. So, and the edamame pasta were really good, and I found those at Sprouts. I'll try to find the Amazon link below as well, if you don't have them. But there's the cooked garlic knots. I put a butter garlic sauce on the top, and you just pull them apart. They're delicious. And then there's my salad assembled with all the fixings, and yeah, so yummy. So we did a salad, and then obviously after that we followed it with the edamame pasta and spaghetti and meatballs. And then obviously throw on a garlic knot, and you are in heaven. That's a really small plate, so it looks like a lot, so don't judge. But there's the close-up of the blackberry thumbprint cookies, the chocolate thumbprint cookies, my biscotti on the left. And then I'm going to decorate the biscotti with 2 types of frosting, whether it be chocolate and just a plain powdered sugar frosting with sprinkles. My sprinkles melted. And then there's another version of it, prettier, of my biscotti. And some finished products of my thumbprint cookies, the chocolate chip cookies. And I don't know if you remember from yesterday's video, but I made a New York cheesecake. So with the pecan flour crust with homemade whipped cream on top. And heck yeah, I've loaded that sucker up with whipped cream. And yeah, so that was super delicious and yummy. And the link for that New York cheesecake will be down below.
And that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which one your favorite one is and which one you want to try. So comment down below